Just a quick question. I think I know the answer, but I just would like to be clear for the record. 13306, that's the ARAMARK contract. And so I note the prices are affirmed through June 30, 2014, with option to extend term. I'm not clear what is the actual term. The prices I see, 1 year. But I'm not clear what is the actual term of this contract going to be, or are we going to be asked to renew it every year? I'm just not clear on that. If you can help.
Mr. Quinn, are you? I can't find Paul. Thank you.
There he is.
It's dark out there.
It's dark out.
And I'll just preface my question by saying that in the absence of something specific that says 3 years or 5 years or whatever it is, where we can have a sort of a calendar tickler thing, I don't want to find ourselves in the situation that we did previously, where I think all the board sort of thought, well, someone will tell us when the contract's up, and then we found out that we didn't rebid it for a very long time.
I think this was the first time the district rebid it in probably 20, 25 years.
I wasn't going to say that, but okay. So the point is, I'm sure you're not going to tell us this is a 20-year contract or a 25.
No, it isn't. And it is, we're accepting the alternate on it, which includes the supplies with the fee, and it's an annual contract. It can be extended, but it's for 5 years and it can be extended. So we're approving 1 year, and then it would be with annual extensions. Up to 5 years.
Well, okay, so does that mean the minimum term is 5 years?
The minimum is 1 year.
Well, the minimum pricing, I don't have a disagreement.
What is the number? What is the number? Let me look, Dave.
Okay, 13306. Definitely it's clear that the pricing is 1 year, so I get that that's extended every year.
On the back of the resolution, it has 5 years.
Where does it say 5?
Look.
Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't read it right. Maybe I didn't.
Just so everybody knows, we're going on to board docs and everyone's having a trouble deciphering the new layout from board docs.
I do see now the prices were quoted for 5 years.
And it's, the price is firm June 30th, 2014, with the option to extend term annually for additional periods subject to formal board approval. So what you're doing is you're approving for 1 year, and should the board choose to extend it, they can do it annually at these rates which are listed here. And these rates which are listed here include supplies.
Okay, so so the prices then are set, so that gives us predictability,
That's
budget,
correct.
planning, all that.
That's correct.
Very good. But I guess the last question I'm just trying to nail down. If for whatever reason we didn't want to do business with ARAMARK after 2 years, or 3 years, or 4 years, could we get out of this arrangement, or are we locked in for 5 years?
It says with the option to extend term annually for additional periods. So as I would look at this, I would say that you can get out at the end of 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. Now I'm going to verify that because this was something which we did back in the fall with a lot of interaction with the board, but I'm going to have to go back and just verify before I give you a firm answer on that. That's my memory of our very thorough review.
Okay. You know, I'm just a country lawyer.
Well, that's fine. It's a good question.
So I just want to make sure that the final contract, as opposed to this resolution, doesn't bind us, and then we find out that we are really bound for 5 years.
I will
David, do you want to table this before we vote on it tonight? Is that what you're asking? Or
Well, if John's not clear of the answer, then we could certainly...
What you can do is vote on it for 1 year. Make it very clear that what you're doing is you're voting on it for 1 year, and that each year thereafter requires board vote, as the resolution states.
Are we supposed to vote on this
Voting
tonight
on
or
this
next
tonight.
week?
We are voting on this tonight. We are voting on this tonight. Trust me, I have it in front of me. We are voting on this tonight in a
Okay,
special
what
meeting.
if we table this for next week, since we're going to be together next week?
Well, I won't be here next week. Unfortunately, you changed the date, and I had a family issue with, we had the generator, so I had to switch. Why don't you wait on it? I'll go up to my office, look at the file, and come back.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah. I'll do it right now.
Very efficient. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
All right.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all my questions, Madam President. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, David. With that being said, when we get to that vote, John should be back with the answer. Mr. Quinn, you're back, so you want to jump back to that before we go into our special meeting?
Okay. On the facilities management contract, the contract termination. The term of the contract will be for 5 years from Board of Education approval, with an anticipated contract start date of July 1, 2013. Notwithstanding the foregoing, the district reserves the right to terminate the contract as follows. 1. Effective at the close of business on any June 30th, for any reason and without penalty, so long as written notice of termination shall have been given to the facilities manager no less than 120 days prior to the date of termination. So that allows that termination. So that would mean, I think it's February, March, we'd have to discuss and say, are we going to extend it? And then when we look at the resolution, it's quite clear, saying that it is with an option to extend term annually for additional periods subject to formal board approval. So it will require formal board approval annually. If we're looking at doing a change, we'd have to have that discussion in the February time period. But this was written so that we wouldn't have the situation where we go extended periods without board review and approval.
But John, we're locked in for 5 years, correct? That's what I just heard you say.
It is
It's
a 5-year contract.
And 1-year options every year after that.
It is a 5-year contract, but notwithstanding the foregoing, the district reserves the right to terminate the contract as follows. Effective at the close of business on any June 30th, for any reason and without penalty, so long as written notice of termination shall have been given to the facilities manager no less than 120 days prior to the date of termination.
Is that good, David?
Yes, that's satisfactory.
Thank you, Mr. Quinn.
We would just have to remember to make sure in March to have March to
Yes, if we miss our
Cue
deadline,
ourselves.
120 days, then we own each other for...
Well, actually, I think I'll have to remember that.
Okay, thank you.
That's on me.
Yes, sir, it is.
Absolutely.